the shit, but I'm getting over episode of my nerve damage, so I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
drink some coffee and call it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can do that.
All right. So please introduce yourself. Tell everyone what genre you write in and anything you want them to know before we get started.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Tia Rayne. You may know me as Tia Rayne or Casey Connor. I am an IR author. I write paranormal, contemporary, science fiction, fantasy. I write it all under the IR genre. Um, yeah, I'm a full time writer. I have 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a husband. So that's me.
So I want to ask, how does one decide one day I want to be a full time writer, and where was the motivation to write in general?
Um, well, I was a stay at home mom, and I had 2 very small kids at home, and I think my oldest had started school, and my youngest was about to, at the time, my middle one was about to start school, and I was kind of honestly bored. I was bored. I was trying to find something to do. I had started knitting. I was sewing, like just trying to find something to fill that time. Because when you
Mhm.
become a mom, you kind of feel like everything goes to being a parent. So I was trying to find something to kind of fill my time or just find myself. And a friend of mine, I was telling a friend of mine a dream, and I was like, oh, this is my dream, and she's like, oh my god, that's a really good, that should be a book. And I was like, oh really? She's like, yeah. So I always have dreams like this. And she's like, oh my god, you should write these dreams down. And honestly, that's how it started. It was one person feeding into me, telling me you could do something, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And it was up for there.
Damn, I love that when we pour into each other.
Right, right, yes,
I love
yes.
that. So why IR?
I started with IR. I started with young adult, and when I started with young adult, I had just come off of Twilight. Don't judge
Mm.
me. And I started with it was like a little love triangle, young adult, black guy, black girl, white guy type of thing. And when I wrote my first like adult, I call it the adult book because there's
Mm-hmm.
things happen in adult books. The story called for the story I called for a black girl and a white guy because it was 2 families that didn't like each other, and I built on for that, and it became like it did really well, and I had an audience built around that story, that IR genre. Everyone in IR just kind of welcomed me in, so I was like, okay, I met my
Mm-hmm.
people, and so I
Okay.
stuck with it. I gained readers that way, so I stuck with it.
So what do you think interracial romance is still underrepresented in the romance genre? And if so, why?
Um, I kind of do. I think it can be kind of underrepresented because I feel like you have to really like that niche, and it's a small niche. And I think if I don't want to say you gotta broaden your horizons because I mean I've read everything. I trust me. Right now I'm in an urban fiction show called like nobody's business. But I just giving everything a chance. Just reaching out, giving everything a chance. Because you have your even in a bookstores you have your mainstream, and then they'll have
Mhm.
that. How they have that AA section where they try to cram everything over there. When I don't know
Yeah.
why they don't put it all across the bookstore, but and then it's not that there's not a middle ground where your IR would go because so I think kind of that's the problem too.
Yeah.
I think if they would just like I say take that bridge out and put if it's romance, it's romance. I don't care if it's who's on the cover.
I think that a lot of people are stuck in the um and rightfully so and rightfully not so, because rightfully so black people are always looked down on and demeaned in regards to our romance, our love.
Mm,
Like we can't, like we're an oddity that we can't fall in love with each other and actually mean it, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
like
yeah.
like it has to be someone else that's other, that picks us up and uplifts us, but at the same time you have to broaden your horizons, for the simple fact you miss out on good books. You miss out on good stories. Because even
Hmm.
though IR is a black woman, black man, or multicultural is different cultures, the plot is still the plot. The story is still the story.
Yes, yes.
So that's how that's
I
how I
agree.
see it.
I
You
agree.
How do you challenge stereotypes within the interracial romance genres, and even with the relationships of those characters in your books?
I think my focus, and now if you read any of my books, my focus is always going to be that black woman because that's why I
It
write
is.
love
And
for a black
is.
woman. And if there's a topic that comes up that we have to handle, I handle it like
Mm-hmm.
the black woman that I am, like if I was to handle out in the world. And so I don't say I don't play on the stereotype. Like, I don't do the whole, I'm trying to find the right word to use. I don't do the whole like, um, oh, I never had I stay away from that type of thing. I just want you to, my focus is always on a black woman being loved. And I show you that the
Mm-hmm.
most authentic way I can. And then it's not about somebody keep worshiping her or anything. Like, it's just someone genuinely falling in love. And I make sure I stick with that when I write. And and the plot, I stick with the plot as well. But I always wanted to make sure I stand out the fact that it is a black woman being loved. And that is what my spotlight is on.
And I think that's why I'm so drawn to your paranormals. Because Beast and Alpha and Sigma,
Mm-hmm.
those books are, yeah, these are some hard ass motherfuckers that been through a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But they love their women. I
Yes.
mean, it is one thing to cater to your woman. It's one thing to, be there for your. No, these motherfuckers love their woman.
They love their
Love.
women. Yes.
And it's just a
Yes.
story of, yeah, they're going through a lot, but it's the love in the midst of all of that, and fucking,
Mm-hmm.
but and a lot of fucking, but that there is a story, y'all. It's a
There is a
story.
story. I promise. There is a story there.
So I love, because Beast is absolutely my favorite. Beast is at first I thought it was just gonna be Alpha, but
And it's hard. I promise you, my readers, it's hard for them. It's hard to beat Alpha. I mean, they hold Alpha for me as a standard.
it
Like
is. It is,
it. Ooh,
but Beast,
I'm glad. I
no,
think my favorite character so far that I've written has been Beast. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I can see
I
that.
enjoyed writing Beast. I really did.
That's one of those books where you can go back and read it again and again and again, and it just gets better every time you read it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was really into Alpha, like really,
Mm.
really, but Beast is just one. The whole thing is just like, you just can read it again and again. You find new parts of why you like him, why he's your fave. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you did your thug thizzle on that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What misconceptions about interracial couples do you see in media, and how do you avoid them in your stories?
Um, I think a lot of times it's that that god awful that bed witch image. Like you had to have soul out
Mm.
to be with someone in a different race, and I
Mhm.
think that's dangerous because you don't lose your identity when you're with someone. You
Facts.
know, I don't care if that person if it's a black man or whatever. You don't lose your identity when you're with someone. You are who you are, and so I think
Right.
that's kind of the most dangerous thing. It's just like just because I'm dating outside my race, all of a sudden, I'm letting things fly in my household that me, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the most dangerous mindset that's you would think to yourself, oh, that's okay. So because I'm outside of my race, oh, he gets to say that this or he gets to do that, and that's not true.
It's not. It's not.
Mm-mm.
I've been married 3 times. Yeah, I'm one of them. And my first marriage was to a Italian man. When I
Oh.
was in the Marines, he was
Mm-hmm.
straight Italian. I mean, there was no in between. Last name was Lunu.
Oh, okay.
He was straight Italian, and every stereotype known to man was put on our relationship. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you dating this white boy? I bet his dick small. No, he was packing. No, he was packing. Oh, he just married you for clout. Shit, I was marrying him for clout. Shit, his credit score was fucking higher You know what I'm saying? Talking about. But you know, I date black men, white men. I've even dated someone from the Middle East. You know what I'm saying, and had that culture barrier difference. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying. But I never lost myself
There we go.
as a
Yes.
black woman. You
Yes.
know, my children are biracial. They're Cuban and black.
Okay.
So, but I never lose my blackness because I date outside my
Absolutely.
race. And so that's why I hate when people put that stereotype. Oh, you read IR? Oh, you must not. You must have an identity crisis. You must not like black people.
Yeah.
That is so demeaning because the black diaspora is so vast. It's just
Yes.
not just, oh, we all from Africa. The boat landed in different places. Shit. It just didn't land in fucking on Plymouth Rock, goddamn it. Shit, the shit landed a whole different lot of
Oh gosh.
shit. The fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, have you ever felt pressure to write interracial relationships in a specific way to fit industry, expectations?
No, and I'm gonna tell you, I am one of them. I call out. I'm the most oblivious author. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to write when I go in at my office and I write a story. I'm going to write what is authentic to me and the characters that are talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. I tell people this all the time. I don't even know the trope or any of that until I'm finished writing the book and I'm going back trying to promote. And I'm like, okay, what trope did I write? What is this? And then that's how I figured out. I write whatever comes to me. So I never try to fit and try to make something palatable to
Yeah.
anybody. I write what the story tells me, and I hope you guys like it. That's all I can give everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's how you supposed to. That I mean, you can't appease everyone. I mean,
it
I know
drains
that's
you.
yeah, it's a certain niche of readers that expect this relationship that's parasocial, that they expect what they expect.
Mm-hmm.
But there is nuances to writing, and
Yes.
yeah, and people need to understand, just as we love these characters, y'all do too. And y'all, like Erica Badu said, I'm sensitive about my shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
So I just need I as readers, we need to police our own, because some of y'all are very delusional and need to sit on that bitch couch. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah. Y'all need to sit on the couch. I'm just, put that out there. Y'all delusional as fuck. Um, so how do you balance the cultural differences while developing strong romantic connections between your characters?
Um, I'll say I try not to. I take into the character, the person. So, for instance, in Beast, his mom was just straight devout Christian. I knew that was something he was going to battle with. So it's every character is different. I don't try to do like, oh, this is how all white men are. That's because my character isn't all white men. It's I do them individually. So I try
Mm-hmm.
not to try to fit everybody in what, or even for me, what you would typical think a white man or somebody would act or do. I try to
Mm-hmm.
base it off of the individual character,
Mm-hmm.
how they think, what they and you'll find sometimes if you do that, it's not that big of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in coach, like I can say coach, but it's not that big of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I'm not trying to be like, oh, this is he is Buddhist, and because I'm not Buddhist, so I would have to do so much research. So I try to stay away from things like that because I never want to do it disjustice or do a
Mm-hmm.
disservice to it. So I try to stick with what I know, or what I can research or ask someone. I'm really good
Mm-hmm.
about that. I'll call ask someone, how do you do this, or what do you think of type of thing. So I just try to stick with what I know and
Mm-hmm.
not and what the who the character is individually.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that. I love that. How have you ever written a character where there's clashing cultural values?
Ooh. Let me see. That's a good one. I'm trying to think. I played with it a little bit with my first book, that first with First Love, because
Mm-hmm.
she was a middle class black girl, and he was a poor trailer trash white guy, and their
Mm-hmm.
families hated each other, and it was like this. It was this because I'm from the South. I don't know if you can probably can
I
tell
can
my
tell.
voice.
I
Yeah,
can.
you can tell it. Um, and so it was just it is a time like in the South when everyone's kind of divided, and you get this whole clash of beliefs and things. I think it's the first time I've actually ever kind of played with that type of relationship.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Mm.
Mm. So, do you research like real life interracial relationships to be more authentic to your stories, or it's just off the cuff?
It's really off the cuff. Like I say,
Mm.
because I base it mostly on a black woman, and I am a black woman. I don't really need research. I mean, and
Mm.
I'm around black women, and
Yeah.
I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm around enough to know, see how different we are. You know, we're
Mm.
very different. And so I stick with my main focus is always, again, I say, my black woman lead. But even, I mean, I've been around interracial couple when I was younger because I've been married since I was 19. Um,
Damn.
um, I dated out, obviously dated outside my race when I
Mm.
was younger, but it's not as complicated as sometimes people make it,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Of course, there's sometimes you bump heads on things, and we could bump heads, and my opinion, we could always bump heads on. My mom said we have to be at church on Sunday mornings, and
Mm.
because you're from the South, black, you have to be at church on Sunday, and him say, "Oh well, we don't go to church." That's something I can play with, but what I
Yeah.
can't play with is I don't think black people should be able to. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with those type of roles. Like
Yeah.
that's to me a I don't go near that, but I'm just different, like just different little small differences that we may have, that I've noticed because,
Mm.
being around other people of other races, small differences like that. But I stay very much clear of like that type of differences because that ain't
Yeah.
something I want to delve into. Yeah.
Have any of your readers shared like personal stories with you about how they can relate to your characters or stories or with their own experiences?
I don't, they don't really tell me go into detail because, and then I don't want anyone go to that much in detail. But I've had readers reach out to me and tell me this story really brought me out of a dark place, or this story
Yeah.
really, inspired me. I get stories like that. I think the most important one I got one time was in Where Love Is Found. A reader reached out and told me that Duck, the situation with Duck, made her speak up on something that had happened to her. And to me, I thought that was just, if nothing else came out of that story, that was perfect.
Yeah. Do you believe interracial romance stories should always acknowledge racial and cultural challenges, or can they just be love stories without deeper issues?
I think they can just be love stories without deeper issues, the same
Mm.
way. Like, also, I think they can just be love stories. Sometimes you don't have to. I mean, in every story there's something. There's some type of. I'm not gonna say not political, but there's something going on. Even if it's an AA book or
Mhm.
urban book, and he's a drug dealer, and the girl's dad's a cop. You know what I'm saying? It's always
Mhm.
something. What you call it? But I don't have a problem with that. But I don't think we always have to make it a soapbox. I don't think my books have to stand on a soapbox preaching to you about, oh, I took down the KKK. You know what I'm saying? I think it can
Yeah.
just be truly two people falling in love with an issue that a conflict that they solve and find happily ever after.
I feel like a lot of times when people see interracial romance, that's what they think. That's what they think. They think it's going to be some political soapbox,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not going to have the basis to hold its own as a love story.
Yeah.
And which is kind of crazy to me because um why do you always want to hear that? Like, reading is art, and I say this with my whole chest. For anybody who disagree, that's on you. Reading is political, especially for Black people, because we didn't have this option
Hmm.
before. Shit, what, 50, 60 years ago? Shit.
True.
So it wasn't that far off. So it is political for us, but not every book you read has
Yeah.
to let you know, hey, we were in chains a long time ago.
Agreed.
Not every book has to be, um, look at these hard ERs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not every book has to be that way. And I know that shit like that sells
Hmm.
because there are people out there that enjoy that shit, and it ain't us. It ain't us. But people enjoy our trauma.
Yes.
But I do believe that a Black story should embrace love because Black people
Absolutely.
can love
Amen. Yeah.
across the board. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's interracial or whether it's Black love. The
Hmm.
society would rather us to be treated like animals in chains, but and they rather stereotype Black women as angry, aggressive,
Yes. Yes.
and poorly educated. We're the highest educated. We're assertive, and we stand on our own. And they don't think we need love unless it's given by others.
Hmm.
You know, so
Or it has to be in a certain way. It has to be
yeah,
a certain way. And when you go outside of that way, it becomes an issue. Like that's not realistic.
it's
That would
not.
just like when people write, black vampires falling in love, and all of a sudden, well, that's not realistic.
Girl,
Vampires aren't
girl,
real.
girl. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I say this all the time. You motherfuckers that get mad over some goddamn paranormal motherfuckers, get on that lady couch. Get on her couch. What is wrong with you?
I'm
Get
telling you,
on
man.
the couch. I'm like, what the fuck?
Woo.
But people miss out on the story, the plot.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hear so many people critique, especially indie authors. So many people critique y'all about y'all writing. Oh, there was a grammatical issue right here. But you're reading Zodiac Academy and that bitch is bigger than a dictionary, got more motherfucking mistakes, formatting issues than a motherfucker. But you will stick up for those white bitches, but you won't come over here and stick up for the Black and PLC. Come on now. Let's
Yes.
be real. Like,
Yes. Yes.
it's giving you are not comfortable in your own Blackness, so you got to downgrade the Black people that actually are writing stories out for us. That's
Yes.
what it's given to me. So, what's the hardest part about writing interracial romance, and what's the most rewarding?
Um, I don't. You know what? I don't know. I can't say there's a difficult part about it being interracial. I know the
Mm-hmm.
hardest part of writing. I guess because I just don't focus. I like the hardest part of
Mm-hmm.
to me writing is actually for me it's kind of just sitting down to do it. Like I like because an idea comes and it's flowing and it's great and it's but people like for me you get the idea, you get the overall idea, and then when you sit down, there's a gap in the story about this wide, and it
Yeah.
starts off. You have your idea and you may know the ending, but there's this huge gap that you gotta fill
Mm.
with the right amount of the fire, the heat, the all the drama, the everything that keeps you going. I think that to me that's the hardest part, and that's just writing anything, and especially again interracial or whatever. It's getting the relationship together and going to get into the end of
Yeah.
the book. Um, and I think that's the hardest part. The most rewarding part to me is really my readers when they finish and they give me that they tell me what they think.
Yeah.
I love to see people enjoy my book. That's what
Yeah.
makes me very happy when people are enjoying my story, they're enjoying my book. Especially if they
That's.
catch something I put in the book that I didn't think
Mm-hmm.
everybody was going to catch, and somebody says, "Oh my gosh, I saw that part where I'm like, oh, see, that lets me know I did my job."
I told you, Beast my baby. That's my baby. But the thing about it is, the reason why I keep bringing that up is because um there are so many people that miss out on y'all. Because I always say I started out interracial romance because I went from reading only white authors because that's
That
all
was
I
me.
saw.
That was me. That was me.
Because
That was
J.R.
it
Ward,
was
Lord
what you
Alive,
saw. Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other ones, but those are the ones that I saw all the time when I went to Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, Borders,
Yep.
showing my age, Borders, and all that stuff.
Yep.
Those are all I saw, and it was like a small niche of black authors: Eric Jerome Dickey,
That was
Zane,
it was so
and
far away from
so
everything
far,
else. You
yes.
know.
So and so it was hard for me to find it. I get on TikTok and I found goddamn everything that I was looking for, and I started out with Kenya Wright.
Ooh,
I
that's a
started
way to
out with
start,
Kenya
friend.
Wright.
That is a way to start. Yes.
I started out with one of her very first books, and I was just like, damn. And then it went down a rabbit hole and spiraled to I found urban fiction. Because when I was growing up, my mom, she was reading Donald Goines. She was
Okay.
reading Iceberg Slim and all that stuff. Yeah, I read that, but those was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it for me. You know what I'm saying? So I started down this rabbit hole of finding black authors to the point where I was able to find my niche as far as the genres that I love, which is
Yeah.
paranormal, sci-fi, and fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just don't understand. And I mentioned interracial because I don't understand the discourse.
Yeah.
I don't, maybe it's not for me to understand, but I just don't get it because I hear it so much. You shouldn't down one genre because you love another.
Yeah.
Now I ain't gonna hold you. I do down nonfiction because that shit boring.
Oh, and
But
I, to each his own. Don't get me wrong. I
that
just,
shit boring. But I don't want because I hear, oh, you read interracial, so you don't read no black love stories.
like, I read a lot. I read a lot. I read a lot. I read black. I read mainstream. I read IR. I read a lot.
But
I
and
read a lot.
I want those stereotypes to stop.
Mm-hmm.
We have enough
Yeah.
people stereotyping us as is.
Yes.
Why are we infighting?
Mm-hmm.
The infighting needs to stop. If that's not your thing, fine. I don't need 1,001 videos telling me that's not your thing. I don't. I don't. I don't. You know. And at the same time, I don't need you trying to judge me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that. Like, if I don't like it, it's not for me. It's fine. If something's not for me, it's not for me. But as long as you like it and you love it, my dad used to always say, if you like it, I love it. If
Yeah.
it's for you, it's for you, and I have no problem with that. I can't get with the, well, if I don't like it, then why do you like it? Well, because we're different. We're not all the same. So
And
yeah, I'm with you on that one. Like, just if you don't like something, you ain't got it. That's fine.
I feel like on Kendrick Lamar's internet, the gods be with some of y'all that y'all have never met me in real life. Because those who know me in real life know the filter on my mouth when I get upset is so not there. And I don't even give a fuck about hurting your feelings. You could be sitting there with your lip trembling and tears and I'm still
And you
going.
still going.
I'm still going. And with a straight face. Like, so this internet be having y'all so fucked up. It is so crazy to me. But hey, who am I? You know, only a bitch that pull up on you. That's all. Just saying, y'all be having this internet shit just oof, oof. So let me ask you: have you noticed a shift um in how interracial romance is received by readers and publishers over the years?
I do think it is starting to widen a lot more.
Mhm.
It's been, a lot more people are seeing it and reading them. And I see a lot of my author friends I see are starting to get, outside publishing deals or sign the publishing deals. And I think that's one way of, I feel like once one person get their kind of foot in the door, it opens the door up a little bit for everybody else. So I'm
Yeah.
always cheering for someone to, hey, let's do it, let's get there. But I do think over the years, like last maybe 5 years, if I'm thinking about it, it has started to. I see we're getting a lot more people accepting. Not, I hate to say accepting, but a lot more people getting into the IR or realizing that
Hmm.
it's not a taboo thing. You can. you can read IR. I think, and I like we said, I think a lot of time they think it's going to be like some type of black girl
Yeah.
bending over for some racist redneck. I think that's really not what it's all about. I promise
She
you, it's not what
bending
it's all about.
over, but not for a racist redneck.
Not for
She
racist.
going to Pound Town. She getting the Sonic coins knocked out of her ass. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't because he racist.
It ain't
It's
because
because
he
he
racist
got.
now.
It's because he got a big ass dick. That's it.
Okay. All
She's
right.
spinning on that shit like motherfucking Megan.
I'm
That's
telling
what's
you.
happening. Y'all missing
Okay.
out. So, how do you think? Because social media has played a big part of like getting y'all really out there. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
yes, yes.
So, how do you think social media has impacted the visibility of interracial romance authors and their stories across the board?
I mean, it honestly, it has social media has really put us out there, put us on that mainstream, like just in everyone's faces, and it's such a
Mm-hmm.
big deal for someone, anybody, that reads our book and talk about it, even if it's some simple holding up a book like, oh, this was so good. I saw someone sent me uh, a reel the other day of this lady holding up my heart book, and she didn't say anything. All she just kept saying was this, right? And it's like simple things like that lets people see your book, know you're
Mm-hmm.
there, makes people interested in it, and it has really really been a big deal for us because again, not only am I doing IR, I'm also indie, so I don't have
Mm-hmm.
a big publishing background group behind me pushing and promoting my book. So everything someone does, anytime any reader or anybody talks about my book or promotes my book, is a huge help for me. So I like social media has been, I'm telling you, it has been incredible for
Mm-hmm.
not only IR but indie authors. Period.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Um, it after yesterday, what was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, where Jaquel J had did something as far as the indie author becoming the number one indie author on
I
Kindle
saw
book in the
that. That was
fucking world.
incredible.
You
Yes,
know,
that is incredible.
it proves that to what readers have been saying for a long ass time. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? That and congratulations, Ty Lee, for being the editor for that amazing book. Um,
Ooh.
so if you need editing, marked by Ty Lee, she's right there.
Okay.
Um, but it proves to what readers have been saying this whole time that Black and POC indie authors are top tier. Y'all are. You know,
Absolutely.
I see a lot of traditionally publishing books, and I'll be like, this is mid. This is where the
Yeah.
story, where the plot. It all sounds the same. Not
Mm-hmm.
everyone's, but it all
But
sounds the
yeah.
same. And a lot of the Black and POC traditionally published authors don't get the same limelight as their
No.
counterparts. Because
That's
look at
yeah.
Oathbound. Oathbound should have been as big as fucking
Yeah.
what's that Onyx Storm shit? You know what I
I
said?
yes, yeah, I know what you're talking about,
It should have been as big, if not bigger, than that, but it's not getting what it should give.
yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
I do believe traditionally publishing houses don't believe in y'all like they should.
This is the reason why I think, the JQJ thing, which is ours, is already a huge thing. Why I think it's so much bigger is because for the longest they used to say, well, black people don't read. That's why I know when publishers wouldn't pick up black authors or books about black leads, because well, black people don't read. But when you
Yeah.
see that, yes, we do, and we show up, and that just like that alone proves that we do. We support, we buy books, we read. But like I said, for the longest, that was one of the issues where big publishing houses wouldn't take. I mean not IR, but black authors or books written with black leads. It's because of that simple minded thing of well, black people don't read. They won't buy the books.
Oh, we buy.
Oh
We
yeah,
buy.
oh yeah.
I think we buy more than our white counterparts. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, once again, this is just my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Chill the fuck out. But I do think that we buy more and support harder. It's just it doesn't get acknowledged because I think with the traditionally publishing, they have so much money, it makes it look
Oh yes.
like
Oh
they're
yes.
having massive support. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why I said the infighting amongst black people in the black book space needs to quit because we get more accomplished
Yeah.
if we just focus on, staying on topic. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Absolutely.
Arguing with a black woman or man who don't understand their own culture or understand their own blackness, it's a waste of space. It's a
I
waste of
agree.
space. Arguing with a white bitch who trying to come in our culture, it's a waste of space.
It's a waste of space.
She aging like mayonnaise. Let her go. You know what I'm saying? Let the youthfulness of her left when she was 10 years old. Let it go. I'm just saying. Just let it go. So I just feel like we accomplish more when we stick together.
When we speak, I agree. I agree.
So have you ever faced like difficulty finding the right audience for your books, due to their focus just solely on the interracial romance part?
I did not. That's why I say I looked up when I first wrote my first book. Because again, when I went and started writing that book, I
Mm-hmm.
just knew that the storyline, my character said, I'm black, I'm white, and this is the story. This is the issue with the town and why everyone's so angry with them. And so that's what I wrote. And because that was the first book I wrote, and I
Wait,
slid
wait,
into
wait,
the
wait, wait, wait. Hold up, hold up. Oh my God. Is that Theodora Taylor? Is that fucking Theodora Taylor?
Hi Theodore. I
Yo,
love her.
I'm
I
sorry.
love her.
I,
No,
I,
hey,
it's
absolutely
like,
not.
oh shit. Oh my God. I
I
ain't even
love
got no
Theodore.
alcohol. I would have took a shot. Fuck. Got my
She's a
nerve.
sweetheart. I actually met her in person. She is a sweetheart. I love her to death.
I might
Love her
pass
to death.
out meeting her. I'm for real. Because when I met Kenny Ray, I was just like, whew.
Another really good, another sweetheart. Very
Whew,
much.
whew, whew. Especially when she pulled me aside and gave me some advice. I was like, who, me?
Ooh.
But please continue. I'm sorry.
But no, I would just say I slid into the IR and they welcomed me hands
Mm,
down, and so I've been in that area all this time. So I mean, now I don't have an issue with finding my readers and knowing
mhm.
who how to how to promote it or whatever.
So what do you love about writing, and what the fuck do you be like, man, fuck this shit, fuck y'all, fuck this damn story, fuck all
So
this shit.
I I love coming up with new stories. I love that part. That's my favorite part. Coming up with new
Mhm,
stories, sitting, trying to figure out all the because it isn't just telling a story. For me, I'm very much character based. Like I don't. I
mhm.
hope you could tell it in my books.
Oh yeah.
I know by the time you get my book, I know my characters by heart. You can
Mm,
ask me a question about Beast, and I can answer it just like I know him, like he's sitting here telling me who he is.
mhm,
So very character based, and I love the writing of the story, the finding out the happy ending. But what you don't know is I am very, very shy and introverted, and
mhm,
so these things are the hardest for me. It's getting up and talking to people and being on lives, and everything like that is the hardest part for me because I'm such a shy introverted person.
mhm.
I love to do it when once I get on it and I get to talking to people. I'm like, oh, this was simple. But it is always that when someone says, "Can you be on my live?" I'm like, and the build up to it, it's like a panic attack every day until I finally get on and do it. But yeah, that's
I
I
can
think to
tell
me,
by the messages.
girl, I told you,
I was like,
it's
it's
the build up
true.
to it. Friend, it is the build up to it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna mess up. My computer's not my screen's not gonna be working. It's the build up to it. But this I think the promoting is the hardest part. The marketing
Mhm,
of the book is the hardest part because sometimes I just want to write. I want to write and give you a book, but
mhm,
you can't do that because you gotta. It's I think of it just like actors who do a movie and they have to do that whole 6 months of promoting that movie and being on everybody's couch and talk show. So I think
mhm,
of it that way. But yeah, it's the marketing and promoting that's the hardest for me.
mm. So if you could tell the readers a book from your catalog to
Okay.
start out that it really encapsulate your writing style, what book would you tell them to start with?
Ooh, that's good. Believe it or not, I think if you really want to know who Tia Rayne is, I would suggest, and I know it's just a novella, but I would suggest Desire Me. Desire Me
That is
gives you
not
a
what I thought you was about to say.
Desire Me gives you a really good idea of who Tia, what to expect from a Tia Rayne book.
Okay.
Really,
And yeah, I thought she was gonna say Alpha. I,
everyone always. I'm telling you, there you cannot get away from Alpha. I mean, yes, only because and only reason I say Desire Me because it was really one of those you did not know what to expect at the end, and I think
Mhm.
that is what I always try to do. I try to make you be like, wait a minute, what? Towards the end. I guess Alpha does the same thing. Don't get me wrong. Alpha does the same thing. But I just, to me, Desire Me really was that book that just, I felt like really had people saying at the end, like, wait, what happened? What was going on this whole time? So yeah, I think that's why I said Desire Me
Okay, okay. If you ask me, it's Alpha.
is Alpha. Okay.
Or what
Well,
better yet, Beast.
just Beast alone, not the other books. Just
Yeah,
Beast.
Beast. Beast. So, what advice would you give an author who is okay? Let's break it up in two parts. What advice would you give an author who wants to go into the IR genre? And then, what advice would you give an author who is going into the indie world for the first time and they're scared and they're
Uh,
holding back?
okay, so as far as the indie world, it's a lot of work up front. I'm not going to lie to you. It is not for the faint of heart. It is a lot of work. But if you love what you're doing, stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
Stick with it. Get out the comfort zone. You got to be social. You got to get on lives. You got to get on your social media and talk to people. That is part of being an indie author because you're promoting and you're selling yourself. You're selling your books. So that's part of it. But if just know upfront being an indie author is not for the faint of heart. It's very difficult, but stick with it because I'm telling you, if you love what you do, it's the best way to do it. There's no one telling you what you can and cannot put in the book. There's no one telling you you got to fit in this jar. And no one's telling you you need to be the next. I don't know who's popular now, honey. I don't meet mainstream. What is that? Rebecca Yarros? I know nothing about this lady. I'm just using her because that's the name I know. They're not telling you, well, we need something else like her. We want another one of her. You get to write what you want to write. So that's why I say, um, I love the indie. I love being an indie author because you do what you want. Just stick with it. Know it's hard up front. It's tough, but it's better. It's more rewarding. As far as
Mm-hmm.
IR, you don't have to sit on the soapbox. You don't have to preach to the masses. You don't have to convert anybody to anything. Tell a story. Tell a romance story. Tell your story. That's it. Whether it's paranormal, contemporary, whatever. Tell the story. Don't try to make it. Don't try to bring everybody to, as I said, don't try to bring everybody to Jesus. Just tell the story. Tell a romance story the way you would tell any other story. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, it might work for everybody. That's my opinion.
Okay. Okay. So, what are we looking up to? We're in 2025. What
25.
books are coming for us?
So next month I have a drop. Enzo, the second book to my Shifter series, drops. The first book is Chayton, and Enzo is the second book. I'm excited about that one. It's the enemies to lovers, and I had a good time with that one. Um, and then I have a secret project. I can't talk about that quite yet, but I have a secret project that I'm working on. And then for anybody that read Desire Me in that short novella, I have the full length book coming out at the end of this month. My goal is to get 3 books out this year. We hoping for it.
So I heard from little Birdie, well, actually, just from my business partner. Um, you gonna be in Raleigh.
I am going to be in Riley. Yes,
You are going to be on the Boozy Book Tour in Raleigh.
I'm excited about it too. I am. My daughters are going to be with me, so it's be the first time they're going to be with me at a book signing.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. So if y'all haven't got your tickets to the Boozy Book Tour Raleigh, she's gonna be there.
I'm gonna be there.
So where else are you gonna be outside? You know what I'm saying? Because I like to go to other events, not to wait. Not too much. Not.
I'm just now getting back into doing signing. So actually, Boo's Book Tour is my first one in years,
What?
and that's the only one I have planned right now. I just got invited to something in Vegas. Not sure I'm going to make it because it is at the end of the year, and I don't know quite yet. But so right now, that's the only one I got planned. I hopefully next year I'm more out there. I'm more out in the streets.
I want to see you go to the one in Edinburgh,
Where's Edinburgh?
in Scotland.
Oh,
Because they have a lot of interracial romance authors that come to Scotland, and the one that they have in the UK, and they, have a lot of book signings where American authors who are go over there and sign, and urban
girl,
fiction. They go over there and
ain't
go to
nobody
book
told
signings.
me nothing about this. I
You,
ain't heard about that one.
do
I
you
got
know
to
Jay
look that up
Neal?
though. Yeah.
You know Jay Neal?
Yes, I know Jenny.
Yeah, she's going to the one in Scotland.
Oh, yeah. Honey, I ain't heard nothing about that when I looked that up.
Yeah,
Seriously.
and King Wright did the one in the UK.
Girl,
Yeah.
Kenny Wright be everywhere, baby. Kenny
Yeah.
Wright be traveling this world. I love it. She be traveling the world.
She is the first nomad author that I've
I'm
ever.
telling you.
Her and Tiffany Patterson. That,
Yes, Tiffany's
yeah,
been, yes.
I said that's goals.
Girl, I'm
That's
telling you,
goals.
when that last little one go off to college, because I got two in there already. When that last one go, me and my husband, we taking off. We're gonna be in the streets, honey. We're gonna be all across the world.
Girl, mine graduate in May.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
but she
honey,
ain't.
that senior year. That senior year almost took because I had two back to back. So,
Mm. See, my one of mine went to the military, so he's in Germany.
oh,
He
okay.
followed after me. Like he said, I'm gonna just do
Oh,
music because college wasn't for him. He couldn't
yeah.
focus. He was more focused on pussy than the studies. And I'm too young to be somebody grandmammy.
Somebody, okay.
You know what
All
I'm saying?
right.
So he took his ass to the military. My
Understandable.
daughter, she's graduating from college in May, and but she ain't leaving home. But guess what? You gonna be babysitting the other baby, the dumb dog, while
Oh my
me
God.
and my husband go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that you do overseas because that way I can have an excuse to go overseas
See,
and spend that man's
there we
money.
go. That, and I'm always here for promoting that, honey. I'm always here to promote that.
You gonna see
Yes.
him. You gonna see my husband, and we call them the boozy book husbands.
Oh.
Because the husbands will come with the authors and with us,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their own little. Because in Tulsa they had their own little section away
Oh
from us,
wow. Oh,
and
they
they
have it.
was
Yeah.
all together planning our book events, planning on which ones they was going to attend to hang out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
That is
They
definitely
call
nice.
each other and all that shit like besties. So it's
I
not
guess
book
they
bash,
gotta have something to do while y'all out here selling books now and talking to
girl.
people. They got to have something to do.
They planning the trip for because we have an event in Las Vegas in February of next year, the Melanin
Okay.
Ball, and they planning that out what they gonna do while we
Oh,
doing
absolutely. I
bush
mean, because you have to. If you in Las Vegas, you have to. Yeah. Okay.
girl, child. That man, the way I spend his money, he said he just worked so I can get books.
Well, okay.
That's all. That's all.
Okay.
So what else can we expect from you? And is there some audiobooks we need to look for? Do you have
Oh,
audiobooks?
I do not have audiobooks right now. I'm working on it, honey. I'm working on it. I tried to sell the church series to an audio company. They told me they didn't want it. I was like, okay, cool. But I said that was the higher ups telling me that you need to do it on your own, do it independently, and get your own money from it.
Have you talked to A. Lewis?
No,
Oh, look at the baby.
I'm sorry. She is always in my face. Okay, just
A.
continue.
Lewis, Alexandra House, audio in black for black authors.
Really?
Yeah, and they have a thing where you can get a grant where it helps pay for the audiobook.
Oh, I'm just finding
Look,
out all kind of stuff here today. Yeah.
yeah. Check
I ain't know
A.
nothing about that. Yeah, because
Wait,
I've been trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it on my own. Because
girl, it's resources for office.
I got to get out the office. I told you, I'm always, I'm not out the room. I'm always in the office. So I need to get out and start talking to people.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Because they have Audio on Black, they have grants for Black authors that want to get their audiobooks done and having problems affording it or whatever.
Hmm.
So you get that, or you can talk to AA, her husband, and her. They do audiobooks.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah.
And then you have
Mm.
Tyler here who does editing.
See, and I have a editor that I work with right now. We do pretty good, but I'm always looking for another editor because I'm telling you, you just you never know. Because I'm always working around the editor's schedule, and when
Mhm.
I'm ready for her to get the book, she'll be like, "Well, you got to give me 2 more weeks." So, Tally, I'm gonna jump in your inbox at some point. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then you have my business partner, Shannon. She has a bookstore online for indie authors.
See, I'm telling you,
And she
that's
does
why I got to
book
do stuff.
boxes. She
Really?
makes the merch. She does all that shit. She made the she when you go to Tulsa, I mean when you go to Raleigh, all that merch you see,
Hmm.
she made it.
Really?
She made shot glasses, tumblers, everything.
Oh,
There,
okay.
there she
Yeah.
goes, Shannon, right there. She's a one-stop shop.
Okay. I see her. All right. Yes. I told you. I'm learning all kinds of stuff today.
And you
Mm.
need to get on Booked and Busy podcast because she's the other podcaster on here that interviews authors.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I do always do these days. I'm never out of my own world, and people usually have to reach out and be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Absolutely," but I guess because I'm not always out, or like I'm not even social media is not even
Mm-hmm.
what you call it, but I'm always like willing to do stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be nerves gonna be toe up, and I might be in your inbox asking crazy questions, but I'm willing to do it.
I look as much as I can help. When y'all come on here, I'll put the word out because and like we have, and I don't know if you know about it. There's two Black women that own a film company. One is an author, and her business partner, Rowdy Gunshy Film Productions. They're taking indie books and turning them into film.
Now,
It's going
see,
to be like the Black version of Passion Flicks, but better.
oh, okay. Yes, because
That shit
they did get
garbage
passion flicks. Yeah, they put
because
passion
they
flicks up
fucked
pretty quick,
J.R.
didn't
Ward
they?
books all the way up. It looked like a Tyler Perry production with them
Oh
badass
no, no,
wigs.
no, no, no.
Like I don't know how you fuck these characters up the way y'all fuck these characters up. I know J.R. Ward said she loved it, but that must be from a white perspective because god
Yeah, because
damn.
I'm sorry. I think I saw like the studio picture. They took it up. I was like, who are these people? And
Right,
some
that is
I had
not
to
the
look at it like,
characters. That was
mm.
not the characters. But no, Rowdy and them are trying to they, they are going because if you look at their YouTube web series, it
Hmm.
looks like it was on NBC or some shit.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
So they're taking indie author submissions for their website and they are looking them over and they're trying to um make them into films and web
Oh
series
wow,
and put them on Amazon and stuff like that.
that's incredible.
And
Yeah,
it's only for Black and POC authors.
that's what I'm talking about. That's why I say we support. We got to support. We got to do it ourselves because they're not gonna give it to us. So we got to do it ourselves.
And they're not charging y'all. This is the community paying for it. So they'll
Okay.
be doing fundraisers, Kickstarters, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, the authors is you're
That's
just
incredible.
basically wrote
Yeah,
the
that is
book.
incredible.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's incredible.
So
See,
I you got it's a lot out here.
I see that. I have been. I'm telling you, I've been in a bubble because I've not known none of this. None of it.
Yeah.
See,
Well, it's never too late. It's
you're
never
right.
too it's never
You're right.
too late, goddamn it. Because we're gonna make sure y'all on the up and up because no offense to the white authors, but fuck y'all. Y'all got enough.
It's time. It's time. Yeah.
Because at this point, I'm over the pleasantries of fucking being nice. Goddamn, fuck y'all. I'm tired. Because every time a black person turn around, y'all in our goddamn business. So I'm fuck y'all. This fake activism and all this other shit. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Stay out of Black Book Talk. Shit. Stay out of our goddamn business.
Oh my gosh.
Shit, love on us in silence. Goddamn. Shit.
Support in silence.
In silence. God damn, mind your goddamn business.
Oh my gosh.
So, I need you to give. Do you have a book Facebook group?
I do. I have a Facebook group called the Rain Gang.
The Rain Gang. Okay.
Yes, Rain Gang.
Let me write that down because I didn't know.
Yes.
It's spelled like your last name?
Yes.
Okay. Rain Gang. All right. And we need your socials. We need how to get in contact with you.
All right. On Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok, I am author Tiya Rayne, usually at author Tiya Rayne on all of my socials. And my website is tiyarayne.com. So I'm on there. I'm everywhere. Not
So
always active, but I'm on everywhere.
I'm gonna need you and Shannon to connect because I would love for your books to be in her bookstore and for her to do a book box for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Trust me. I'm definitely going to connect with everybody you just told me about.
Because I would love a book box for Beast or Alpha or Sigma. I would love a book box for that.
I had something in the production one time. So, a lady reached out to me and wanted to do a book box, a special edition cover and book box for Alpha. But apparently, it ended up falling through, and she never did get it done. But yeah, I would love, especially Alpha. I think Alpha would be great for a book
Oh,
box.
that'd be a hard book
Yeah.
box. Oh, and there's another person who does teas. They do books and teas. Like this one right here. I almost forgot. It's called Books and Blends. And she based the teas off of the characters. And this box is the Victoria C box. She has the Jaquel box. She has the E. Bowser's Products of the Street box. But
It's called Books and Blends.
But it's the company is called the Urban Tea Room.
Urban Tea.
And that's the website is urbantearoom.com. And she has a you look them up on TikTok. She has I guess the authors can get in contact with her, but she makes the book boxes with tea. It's like really good tea because that box. Woo!
And I love a good tea. I love a good tea and coffee too, but I love a good tea.
So if you're looking for a book box, that's Shannon, and then there's Natalie. So yeah, there you go.
All right, I appreciate it, honey. I'm telling you, I appreciate it.
All right. So now I'm finna do a little housekeeping before we get out of here. If you haven't got your tickets for the Boozy Book Tour, they are available. We have Raleigh, we have Arlington, and that's Arlington, Virginia, and that Arlington, Texas. Arlington, Virginia, we have Orlando, Florida, and we have Chicago, and we have Las Vegas. Those are the tickets that are available right now. VIP and general admission tickets are available. You get dinner, you get drink, you get a 360 booth, you get conversation, you get swag. You have a whole lot of fucking fun. So we feed you, get you drunk, and send you on your merry fucking way.
Sounds good to me.
And we also, if you're looking for a book planner, I do have the Black Girl social media content planner that is on Amazon. Well, you can buy the physical copy. I don't get paid for it because they locked me on my account. Go figure. Yeah, Amazon being bullshit. But I have the digital planner, which is in my bio. You can get it on your laptop or your iPad or whatever. And it's 3 planners in one. It's your goals, it's your social media content planner, and it is a self-care planner all in one for this year. It's a 365 one. It's not 1 month, it's a year. So you can add pages willy-nilly how you want to do it. It's all yours. Once you buy it's $8 on
you just unlocked, because if you don't know how much of a planner girly I am, I have so many planners and I'm already drooling at the mouth because I'm like, now how can I get a copy of this one?
Where is it? I don't know what I did with it, but it is. Damn, I don't know what I did with it, but it's a beautiful planner. It's so pretty.
Girl, you sold me a
I
planner.
almost didn't come out with it, but I got talked into it. I almost did because I was like, I don't care. But I came out with it and people have enjoyed it. So there's that. And also, y'all, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you guys can subscribe, because the money that I get for YouTube, I'm pouring back into this podcast so I can continue to do the work to talk to indie authors, get the word out about indie authors, and also pour it into any podcasting events that I have going on, because I will be podcasting at the Jam Awards. I am the podcaster in Atlanta for the Jam Awards. I am the podcaster
Ooh.
for ICU event in Detroit. So if you could get me to 1,000, I appreciate it, y'all. The link is in my bio, but the YouTube channel is Black Girls Hired Booktalk. So please subscribe. And last but not least, I have a website with a blog. So everything that I say about my reviews are on the blog. So if I told that bitch she should have swallowed, I meant that shit. I meant that shit, okay? So if you're looking for something that's educational and just really thought out like a fucking professional who writes a blog, it ain't gonna be that one. All right? It's hood-tastic over there. All right? So if you watch my reviews on my fucking TikTok, that is how it sounds on the blog. Just more in depth.
Blog.
The link is in my bio. So, but thank you once again. I appreciate you. I had a great time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Like I said, I'm glad you reached out to me because I've been still in my own little bubble. I had a great time. Thank you so much.
You know what? Don't be nervous.
I'm
Don't be
trying. I'm
afraid.
getting better.
But thank you so much. You guys have been awesome. Oh, wait, somebody asked, how's Enzo's editing going? Oh, dang.
It is still in the first week of edits. She takes 2 weeks to finish our edits. Usually take 2 weeks, so we're still in the first week.
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and wait until you come to Raleigh and get your books. What books are you bringing?
I'm bringing the entire church series, Alpha Sigma, and which other one? I said I was gonna bring one more. I forgot. I don't know which other one I'm bringing. But
So
yes,
you
I'll
gonna
have the
have
entire church series. This right here, and then I'll have like I said, Alpha Sigma, and probably Where Love Is Found or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, my husband gonna hate you, but he hates to see an author coming anyway, so it don't even fucking matter. I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to mail all that stuff back. God. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. But thanks once again, and I can't wait to see you in Raleigh.
I can't wait to meet you again in Raleigh. I promise. I'm so excited.
I am too. So y'all get y'all tickets. And on that note, we out of here. You have a good evening.
Bye.